Mm. Let's see. Are we coming up? Uh-oh. I see a funny looking dude. I see a funny looking dude coming up on Facebook Live right now. Yeah. All right, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the biblical traditions that you used to. All right. Yeah. And, just look in the background and something that looks naked, man. I'm missing a guitar up there. I'm missing a guitar. Hold on. Okay, come on over here. Let me pull my one. Let me pull my Ibanez. One of them right there. Okay, yeah, how about that? That's a little better. Okay, that looks a little better. Yes, that's more like it. Now, if you see some guitars missing up there, it might be because I'm busy doing something. The chef is in the kitchen, cooking up a little something. I hope you guys will be stepping up to, you'll smell the what I'm baking and what I'm cooking and want to come and get you some. All right, so what do we got? What do we got? All right, I'm doing my little experimentation here. I'm experimenting. You guys are part of my guinea pigs, and I'm gonna see if I can keep up with y'all, and I'm gonna try to chat with y'all as I go. Because brother ain't stuck up. It's like I be trying to talk to y'all and stuff, but admittedly, I'm kind of clumsy, so I can't always keep up, and I can't always see what's going on. But I am going to try to keep up, and I may even have a little help. So, right, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be getting help from Demo. He ain't no help. That's the punk who keep trying to mess up my broadcast, trying to keep me from getting this, this truth to y'all. He gonna get his. I'm telling you, he gonna become one of the Lord's shoes. The Lord gonna put his foot. We talked about it before. He's gonna put his foot deep in it. All right. What do we got? Where are we at? Now, as I had mentioned to y'all before, I had put up a little earlier, we're not going to get X-rated with this chapter, in Genesis. We're not going to get X-rated, but, for the challenge, you might want to have them go, I don't know, maybe put on their iPad headphones or something like that, or and whatnot. I had to be careful the way I worded that because the atheists would be like that. Your children shouldn't be listening to the Bible anyway. It's, no, I didn't want to give them that. Definitely you definitely want to read in here. That's a little racy, and I'm gonna share with y'all like what we had gotten out of it, when my wife and I studied, and I'm gonna share with y'all, and let's see what we get. Okay, I believe we are on Genesis chapter 9. Y'all ready to get down? All right, I came to get down. All right, let's see. Okay, God. Now, Genesis 9:1. God blessed Noah and his sons, and he said to them, be fruitful and multiply and fill the land. Okay, now, let's right there. When it says be fruitful and multiply, y'all, this doesn't mean just go and have a bunch of kids. It says be fruitful, mean be productive, work that soil, find get you something, establish some sort of industry or be of some sort of service, create a product or service, and be fruitful. That way you can take care of your kids, right? So we got a lot of people out there multiplying, but they're not, really being productive. It's like, say, for instance, when people go and looking for a job and stuff like that, they want that family supporting wage, even though it's like an entry level position. It's like, the boss is like, look, I'm supposed to pay you according to how productive you are, not how reproductive you are, right? And you got people out there thinking that, okay, well, I'm gonna have a bunch of kids, but they're not being fruitful, right? So the Lord wants us to be fruitful, be productive and multiply. So let's see. Now, if on Facebook, if I happen to freeze up, try a refresh. I'm having to refresh over here too. Sorry about that, guys. But at any rate, let's see. How we doing over there, assistant? What's it looking like? It's down. Did we lose the connection?
Yep.
Hold on. Hold on a second, y'all. It's reported. Okay, the YouTube link, if you guys want to try to catch it over at YouTube. So Facebook, the evil Facebook. Bear with me for just a second. Let me see if I can get back online. Just a minute. While I sip my coffee. You guys watch me like be all vain and stuff like that. Oh, hey, I'm looking in the feed. Let me see who we got up in here. Gracie, how you doing, buddy? Now, some of you guys, I don't know your real names on YouTube. I gotta read your usernames on here. So it's like, okay, is that your government name? Liberty not licensed. This is cool. Hey, well, thank you. I'm glad that you're joining us for this. Appreciate it. Trying to get my Facebook. So YouTube, as much grief as YouTube gives me, you named me out of shot, baby. There we go. As much grief as YouTube gives me, at least I can do this live feed. It always seem to have a problem on Facebook, and I don't understand why that is. Yeah, I like that. LOL's Zucker punch. Let me see. Has the same problem on Facebook. Says you got to close it and start a new feed. Well, let me see. Now, I did. You mean I got to close the whole thing? Man, that's really harsh, man, because, you know, that means I got to load up 2 or 3 different videos. I don't want to do that. I want this all to be in like one contained thing, you know? Facebook Live, I knew you was going to do this to me. I knew you was going to do it. Here's what we're going to try to do. If you're on Facebook, come on over to my YouTube page. Just put in Alfonso Rachel. Jump on over there if you hear me on Facebook. Actually, let me see if I can. Hold on. Actually, what am I telling you to go to on Facebook? Why am I on Facebook telling you to go to YouTube? You can't hear me on Facebook right now. So let me see. Let me type in real quick. If you're here, just go over to my YouTube page. For some reason I can't type fast right now. And autocorrect. Oh, no wonder, because the feed is so dang slow. It's not letting me type it in. We're gonna get going in just a second, y'all. Bear with me. See if that'll send and people will catch it. We'll try that, and then you guys will bear with me for just a second. I am going to put in my YouTube link. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me. I know YouTube ain't trying to give me no grief. Don't give me no grief, YouTube. Evil. Evil. They don't want me to tell you what I got to tell you today. The devil don't want none of this. All right. Okay, guys, I did my part. I put in the link. on Facebook. Hopefully we'll have some folks joining us in just a second. Sorry about the technical difficulties. I ain't got no $1 million studio, y'all. I'm working on a shoestring budget here, right? This is ghetto style. We're just ghetto. Get up here, ghetto here, ghetto up here.
All this money goes to the producer.
Yep. All right. Okay. So if you guys can get on YouTube, I hope to see you there. Sorry, Facebook. Facebook is not trustworthy to make this happen. So let's see. And I hope YouTube will still keep me going. Did a refresher on YouTube. Hope I can still see you guys. Just enough time to kind of show up. Oh, I see what's happening here. Look like, yeah, I see it kicked me off the Wi-Fi. Or kicked me off my Verizon. Well, wish me luck. We're going to keep on going. All right, here we go. Now, where was I? I was talking about being fruitful and multiplying. Okay? So as I was saying, you got people that are multiplying, but they're not being fruitful. So the Bible's letting you know right now, be fruitful and multiply. All right, then on the 2, the fear and terror of you will be on every wild animal and on every flying creature of the sky, with everything that crawls on the ground, and with all the fish of the sea. Oh, now it mentions the fish. Like, remember we killed, like, dude, what's up with the fish? What happened to all the fish? Now it wants to mention the fish. Now the fear and terror is going to be because everything now is going to have, it's going to get this program of instinct where we're not too comfortable with humans now. Why? Because chances are humans are going to eat us. You're going to either eat you or make skins out of you. We're going to make decoration, or there's going to be development, and these animals are going to have to get out of the way. And, hey, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not a PETA person or anything like that. But the thing is, the animals now have a fear of us because, well, we're going to, use them for, our either nourishment or certain comforts. All right. So now they're wired to be afraid of mankind. Because remember, they were comfortable with mankind. They were showing up. Hey, Noah, let us on this boat, man. We got the invitation. We here, man. We're ready to party. Party animals up in here. We're ready to get down. And so now we go on to 9:3. Every crawling thing that is alive will be food for you, as are the green plants. So right there is letting you know. So I was just gonna say everything. You can eat anything. So there is bacon. There wasn't gonna be any qualms about bacon, shellfish, and all that sort of stuff. It's like right now, you guys just need to go ahead and survive. We'll get the ordinance on food later. Right now, survival. Because God's with them. God's hand is on was on the boat and stuff like that. So he's like, look, just certain laws are not going to be put in place yet. I personally don't dig this stuff, but right now, you just need to get you multiplying, right? Okay, so I have now given you everything, only flesh with its life, that is its blood, you must not eat. Okay? Don't be going sucking on animals' blood, y'all. That's you don't eat an animal while it's still alive. It's like, I understand folks want some really fresh food. That's a little too fresh. All right. You don't be chewing on an animal while it's still kicking and screaming at you. All right, that's barbaric. Okay? That's what separates us from animals, is that we at least have the humanity where you're not torturing this poor thing to death, so you can get your eat on, right? You gotta kill it first, flat out. So it'll, it's telling you, don't butcher this animal, cutting, tearing limbs off of it and stuff like that, or chopping it up, and eating it, or just biting into it while it's still alive, while it's still got its blood in it. You got to drain the animal. Okay? Drain the animal of its blood. No blood feeding, guys. Don't be eating. You don't eat blood, right? So you must not eat. Surely your life blood will I avenge. From every animal and from every person will I avenge it. From every person's brother will I avenge that person's life. Okay. Now right here, the Lord is giving. He's setting up a prophecy here. Okay? He's letting you know that God is the ultimate avenger of blood. Anything that has experienced any organism, a human or animal, that has experienced the sting of death, God is going to avenge it. If it has blood in it, God is going to avenge it. Okay? Yes, we weren't, like I said, we were born immortal. We weren't supposed to experience death. But now that we do, God is still good. God is basically, like I said, God is going to come after the devil and put his foot in it. So he's going to be our avenger. Then it goes on to say in 6, the one who sheds human blood, by a human will his blood be shed. For in God's image, he made humanity. So right now, the Lord is establishing the death penalty. If anybody says that God would never be for the death penalty, he says it right here. God is like, that's capital offense. If you take somebody's life, your life is forfeit, and your life by another human being will be taken. Now, I don't mind saying that this is also a prophetic word in saying that when it says, the one who sheds human blood, by a human his blood will be shed. This could be a picture of Christ, y'all. Because the devil It's been a murder from the beginning, right? The devil is a blood shedder. And some will say like the devil can't murder anybody. That's not true. The devil is definitely a murderer, and he can murder. One would say that, well, he influenced Adam and Eve to basically murder themselves. You know, they were he convinced them to be the first suicidal couple, right? But it's like he didn't lay hands on them to kill him, or he didn't kill them directly. So Satan can't kill people. That's not true, y'all, because Satan killed Job's kids. Okay? He's a bloodshedder. He killed them directly. His instructions were per the deal, right? Now you'll have some Christians and some pastors who will say that the devil can't do anything without God's permission. And they get that thing, they get such things out of like Job. When Job out of Job, when Satan came to accuse Job. And God said, okay, if you're going to, paraphrasing here, if you want to test Job, I will allow this test, okay? But here's the conditions. In order for this to be a true test, this is the conditions. You can go ahead and do it, what it is that you do, okay, murderer, but you can't murder Job, okay? Because if you murder Job, you're forcing him to forfeit the test before he can even complete what it is that you're saying he's going to do. Job can beat anything that you throw at him, Satan, really. He can beat anything. The only thing he can't beat is death. He can't bring himself back from the dead. He can't beat death, but he can beat anything else that you throw at him. So if you kill him, you're cheating. You're a cheater, Satan. So you can't kill Job in order for this to be a legit test. However, that does not say that the devil can't do things without God's permission. Now I get it. People are, saying, because God is all powerful and he's sovereign and the devil can't do anything without his permission. Guys, you don't have to say that God is all powerful and sovereign. You don't have to say that at all. Okay? Even if the devil does whatever he does, God is still all powerful, and the devil does have to answer to him in the end. The devil is not doing anything that he's allowed to do because he has to answer to it, right? He's got his day in court. His court date is set. It's coming. Okay? This thing about the devil can't do anything without God's permission is not true, because everything that the devil is doing is outside of God's permission. The devil didn't have permission to sin against God. When he said that, I'm going to take your throne. They say, God, I'm going to take your throne. Can I take your throne? It's like, no, he didn't have permission to try to take God's throne. He didn't have permission. He was allowed to at the time, but he doesn't have permission because he's got to answer to that. See what I'm saying? He wouldn't be a very good rebel if he was asking for permission to do what it is that he does. Okay? He's a rebel and a punk. All right. Moving on, let's see. So, as I was saying in 6, this right here, the one, let's say we're talking about the devil, the one who sheds human blood by a human, that is the Son of Man, Christ, who is fully man. He is fully human and he's fully God. For in God's image, he had made humanity. So it's basically letting you know, God is setting up the prophecy right here. The one who sheds human blood, by a human will his blood be shed. Okay? Now, I don't think that's too much of a stretch that the devil is going to pay dearly for what he has done to humanity. All right, going on to 7. But as for you, be fruitful and multiply, flourish in the land and multiply in it. Then God said to Noah and to his sons with him, saying, now behold, I am about to establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you. Oh, really quick, I just wanted to see. So do we sound off, y'all? We got folks showing up from Facebook? Anybody showing up from Facebook?
Yes.
Sweet. Christy, all right. She caught a scent of what I was cooking.
Grace Asher.
Grace, what's up, regular? My extraordinary. I don't have like regular people. Y'all are all extraordinary as far as I'm concerned. But my usual suspects that are from Facebook. Hey, you want to see if you want to send out or go into my thread and my Facebook thread, that one that pumped out, and see if folks got my link that says to come on over here. I hope most of y'all have showed up. I hated that, y'all had to miss some of this stuff, man.
There was a side discussion about kung fu you might want to pick up on.
Ooh, who's talking about kung fu? You know I likes the kung fu, baby. Okay, so let's see. Where are we at? If you can find that, yeah, dig it up again. See if we can touch on that. So we were talking about being fruitful. 9:8. Thank you. You know I can't count. All right. Then God said to Noah and his sons with him, saying, "Now behold, I am about to establish my covenant with you and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, including the flying creatures, the livestock, and every wild animal with you, of all that is coming out of the ark, every animal of the earth. I will confirm my covenant with you. Never again will all flesh be cut off. Never again will all flesh be cut off by the waters of the flood, and never again will there be a flood to ruin the land." So environmentalists who keep trying to scare us and say that the ice caps are going to melt and the world's going to get flooded over, not true. According to the word of God, it's not going to happen. And the only one who's capable of flooding over the world is him. He's the only one who can do it. We can't do it. So stop trying to scare us with that stuff. Also, notice he says he's going to confirm this covenant. Y'all, for those who are like, listen, if you want to be a vegetarian, I was a vegetarian for a while. I never went vegan and stuff like that. I still like to eat fish. More of a pescatarian, really. There's a lot of times vegetarians, are New Agers, pagans. There's some vegetarians who consider themselves Christians. A lot of times they're not. They're more into maybe Eastern philosophies and things like that, or paganism and things like that. To each their own. But the thing about being a vegetarian, y'all, I know this is going to step on some toes here, but it is kind of exercising self-righteousness. Hey, you're bestowing onto animals rights that you think that a human should have, and you think that it makes you a better person. A lot of times it's not for dietary purposes. They'll use the dietary aspect as a justification for it, but what it really gets down to is that vegetarians often think that they're better people. They're more moral people because they don't eat animals. Now, the thing about that, y'all, notice that he says, "I'm going to establish my covenant with you," and he includes the animals. See, the thing is, eating animal flesh is harsh. I get it. To some people, they can't take it. It's like, and a lot of people who even eat beef and fish and stuff like that, they probably wouldn't have the stomach to actually slaughter the animal themselves. Right? That's real. And it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be something that you think about. It's not supposed to be an easy thing to stomach. Hey? I mean, don't get me wrong. When I'm eating a cheeseburger, that's an easy thing. That's a really easy thing to stomach. Because it's delicious. Right? It's delicious. And so I give thanks to you. Yeah. Thank you so much. I am enjoying this cheeseburger. Right? But at the same time, taking the life of an animal, for my sustenance, for my survival, that's not an easy thing to think about. And God wanted it that way. So when you're, given over to the pious idea of being a vegetarian because it makes you more moral, if that kind of idea was to take over, mankind would forget that a sacrifice had to be made for their salvation. This is why we're actually allowed to eat the animals, because it's a constant reminder that something had to give up its life for you to perpetuate yours, right? And ultimately the Lamb of God was slaughtered so that we would have life eternal, right? We're supposed to, this is something that plays out in nature, that we do consume animal flesh. An animal has to die. Animal has to be sacrificed for our sustenance. Okay? This is so we can see the supernatural gift that the Lamb of God would be sacrificed for our eternal paradisical life. Okay? So now we got, where we at? 11. I will confirm my covenant with you. Then we cut off by the waters. Get rid of that. Sorry about that. 12. Then God said, this is the sign of the covenant that I am making between me and you and every living creature that is with you for all future generations. My rainbow, my rainbow, my rainbow, dang it. My rainbow I place in the cloud, and it will be a sign of the covenant between me and the land. Whenever I bring clouds over the land and the rainbow appears in the clouds, I will remember my covenant that is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. Never again will the waters become a flood to destroy all flesh. When the rainbow is in the cloud, I will look at it to remember the perpetual covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh, the land. Okay, y'all, my rainbow. See, right now, you got people out there trying to claim the rainbow for themselves, and you know why. And remember, y'all, everything that falls under that rainbow is an ideal that is against God. It's not just homosexuals. Homosexuals be out there with the rainbow. But every other policy that is, or an ideal that is apart from God goes under that rainbow too. Okay? They all rally around that flag. From homosexuals, right? If you're pro-abortion, they're going to get under that flag. If you're pro-collectors, you're going to get under that flag. If you're against God, right? You're going to get under that flag. If you want to coexist and bring God down to the level of any other religion, you know, Hinduism, Buddhism, philosophies, Islam, Allah, and Jehovah are the same God. All that they gather, you know, or they have this invitation under that flag. So these ideals aren't anything new, guys. All this stuff was back in the days of Noah. And the Bible says it will be like the days of Noah again. Right now, those flags are banners signaling the end, right? That's what we're looking at, y'all. Like the days of Noah, it will be again. So in the days of Noah, you had all this wickedness. That rainbow isn't just a sign of the promise that God's made. The reason why God had to flood the world in the first place is because all the wickedness that was in the world that's surfacing again. It's coming to a head again. It's coming to a head, y'all. All right. So now notice that God says, man, I won't flood the world again. I won't do it. I won't do it. But y'all, we just read it. When you see clouds gathering, hey, just remember, it's like we're ticking God off. You know, God set up the laws of nature where, you know, we have precipitation and stuff like that. It's on autoplay. You know, in this biosphere that we call Earth, this clouds are going to do what it's going to do. But you know that God can act in the supernatural and change the routine of the weather from weather to judgment, right? So if he wants to go ahead and change the routine of precipitation, you know, over different geographical areas and gather all the clouds and pour it out, he can. And this was demonstrated when Jesus, one of the last lines he said? Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing, because God was about to make it rain, right? He was about to make it rain, y'all. The sky got black. So Jesus is like, before I cut out, Pops, don't. I see what you're doing, Dad. Don't do it. Forgive them. Remember what you said. You're not going to flood. Dad, I mean it, Pops. I didn't go on this cross for nothing. I didn't go to this cross to save humanity just so you could wipe them out. I know you meant, Dad, listen. Look, Pop, back them clouds off, man. I didn't do all this work for nothing, all right? So you're seeing how this plays out. Jesus himself is going to remind God that you're not going to flood the world over again. He was about to. He's about to pour that wrath out, y'all. So when the rainbow is in the cloud, I will look at it to remember the perpetual covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is on the land. Then God said to Noah, this is the sign of the covenant that I have confirmed between me and all flesh that was on the land. So guys, this isn't like mythology where it's like, okay, this is the reason why there's rainbows in the clouds. It's like, no, there's already rainbows. God is just pointing out, okay, see that rainbow? Let's use that. It's almost like saying, you know, hey, we're gonna race, right? Okay, you see that rock out there? That's the place, that's the bark, and we'll come back. Doesn't mean that it's like, oh, you see that rock? Let's make a rock appear out of nowhere, and we're gonna run to that rock. It's like, no, the rock was already there, but we're gonna use that as a sign. It's that kind of thing. All right, so now, dispersion of Noah's family. All right, Noah's sons who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. All right, hey, how we doing on the feed? We still good?
Good, yeah.
Folks still chilling?
Yep.
Y'all groovy? All right. Y'all out there going like, Zoe, you're crazy, man. You're nuts.
Matthew harvesting.
Something wrong with you.
Rux 79.
Oh, Rux. What's Rux saying? I see Rux.
Some wheels.
Meals on wheels?
Feel some wheels.
Feels-
Great music.
Feel some wheels? Is that not like a who song, Meals on Wheels? No, that's Teenage Wasteland. Teenage Wasteland. All right. Okay. Now, all right, y'all. We about to get dirty. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. I don't. You guys are gonna be like, so you're a heathen heretic. Some of y'all probably know where I'm going with this. You know, it's probably ain't nothing new to some of y'all. Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna go in depth with it. You know, like some of you guys probably have already done this, but for those who haven't, you know, we're gonna share this this perspective with you. Okay. Oh Lord. All right. Now, Noah's sons who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay. And Ham, pig boy. All right. And Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were Noah's sons, and from these the whole earth dispersed. Then Noah, a man of the soil, was first to plant a vineyard, and he drank some of the wine, and brother got drunk. Hey, so you know, they obviously this wasn't like some immediate thing. This happened after a little while. You know, it takes some time to grow some grapes. You know, and you know, get the harvest. You know, take some time to render a good wine. You know, and obviously it must have given this some good wine because Noah couldn't get enough of it, and got toe up, right? Got drunk, went laid down in his tent, butt naked, right? So let's see, what do we got? He drank some of the wine, got drunk, and was uncovered in his tent. Then Ham, I guess we're gonna have to say his name, Ham, Canaan's daddy. Hey, now remind you guys, this is Canaan. This is not Cush. Okay, now you have those who are of the we've had those. Fortunately, hopefully, you know, thank God that this is not as much of a problem as a lot of people try to make it out to be. But some of this idea still exists out there. You have those who think that people like me, of the black persuasion, are cursed because Noah cursed Canaan, the son of Ham. Y'all, I am not a descendant, me and my, you know, fellow black folks, we're not descendants of Canaan. We're descendants of Cush. Okay? We're Cushites, not Canaanites. Big difference. Okay? Cush is the brother of Canaan. The curse came down on Canaan, not on Cush. Okay? So for anybody, this you know, hate makes you not see straight. And hatred has caused these people to not read the scripture correctly. I think what it is that they're mad that Cush was the first king of the world. But we'll get there later. I'm not trying to play Afrocentric here. I'm just saying that this is probably why they're mad. All right. Just on a side note, we're not the descendants of Canaan. I just read it to you. We're not the descendants of Canaan. We're the descendants of Cush. And you're going to find out about Cush in just a second or in the next chapter. Anyway, so now back to 22. Then Ham, Canaan's father, saw his father's private parts and told his brothers outside. Now, when you break this down, guys, when Ham looked and saw his drunk dad passed out, uncovered, and he saw his private parts, the word, when he saw it, the word breaks down as to he admired it. He was fascinated. He inspected it. Okay? And when you inspect something, guys, you do something of that nature up close when you inspect it, right? So Ham was coveting his pops, right? Particularly his private parts. Oh, there's that rainbow in the cloud. Woo! Okay? So then, check this out. Then Ham, Canaan's father, saw his father's private parts and told his two brothers outside. He told his brothers, y'all, right? Came out there. Hey, guys. Woo! Hey, guys, guess what I did to Pops, right? He told his brothers. Now, one would be thinking, oh, come on. You know, it's like, yeah, he's going to go do that to his dad, and he's going to go and tell his brothers, y'all, when we get there, this ain't far-fetched. I'm getting this out of the Bible. Because remember Lot and his two daughters, right? How were the Moabites created? Because Lot's two daughters got him drunk. They got him drunk. And each one of them had sex with him so they could perpetuate their line. One sister goes in, has sex with her drunken, passed out dad, comes out and says, I had sex with daddy. She says this. She goes out and reports it to her sister. I had sex with daddy. You should go and do it too. Right? So I'm not out of line here, guys. When I'm saying that Ham, who looked in, stared at his dad's private parts, like you said, the word breaks down to is he admired it. He inspected it, right? He desired it. So yes, y'all, he went in and he probably filleted his father, Noah. Okay? So, people are like, probably gonna, so's a heretic, get out of here, he's a heathen. No, I'm keeping it real with y'all, because Noah was ticked off when he woke up. Boy, he was mad, right? So, but now he goes out and he tells his brothers, and his brothers are like, he's probably thinking that his brothers are gonna think this is cool, right? He told his brothers, like, bragging about it and stuff. His brothers are like, oh, okay, Ham, Japheth, hey, look, man, let's get a cloak or something like that. Good on you, dude, weirdo. So they walk in backwards, right? Now, remember, guys, Noah was the custodian, was the custodian of this ark, right? Even though God's hands on it, God put Noah in charge of this ark, okay? And all the animals that were on it. Okay? Because why? Because Noah is the salvation figure. Okay? And Noah now is a picture of the ark as his sons represent the cherubs who are going to cover themselves and walk in and cover the pilot of the ark, right? So they'll walk in, they're going to cover them. Okay? So you're already starting to get like a foreshadowing, kind of like a blurry picture of the cherubim of cover that are going to cover the ark of the covenant. Okay? And who did God establish his covenant with at this time? Noah. So not being too far out here. All right. So when Noah woke up from his wine, he learned what his youngest son had done to him. Now let's take a look at how this might have played out. All right. Noah wakes up. He's naked. He's like, okay, maybe sometimes some people like to sleep nude. Maybe that's not a strange thing to him, right? Some folks like to sleep naked. Okay, but he wakes up but he's like, where'd this cloak come from? I can understand when I got naked, but why would I get naked and not put this cloak on? Where'd this cloak come? It might not have even been his cloak, right? But he's got this cloak on. So, okay, well, this is weird, whatever, right? But when he goes to take it off, forgive me, guys, if this sounds a little lewd. Let's just play this out. It's like, what did he learn? It may sound a little lewd, but he goes to take it off, and he might have noticed that it might have been a little stuck to him. Okay? Might have been stuck to him. So he pulls it off. It's like, what in tarnation is this? Right? And he knows the difference. Like, wait a minute. This wasn't a nocturnal emission. Okay? Now, I'm going to get a little graphic here.
You already have.
Right, woman. All right. It's going to be a fun night. All right. Okay. There's a difference between a nocturnal emission and ejaculation. Okay? A nocturnal emission is just seminal fluid. Yeah, that's all it's going to come out. It's basically is semen. Ejaculation is going to include the sperm. Okay, so Noah wakes up. He's like, I know this ain't a nocturnal emission. It's not clear. It's not clear or anything like that, right? So he notices, oh, dang. So he's probably thinking, oh, wait, hold up. Well, I guess my wife was feeling a little frisky last night. Let me go and holler at my girl. So he goes out and he's wanting to talk to his wife. Say, baby, rubbing up against it. Oh, somebody's you little minx, you. So, that was a nice little treat you gave me last night. I wish I was awake to enjoy it, but I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, right? And she's probably like, honey, I have no idea what you're talking about. What you talking about, girl? Quit playing. Quit. You know what you did last night. Come on, it's all good. I ain't mad at you. I thought it was, hey, we grown, we husband and wife. There's nothing wrong with a little kink. Have a little fun like that. And she's like, honey, I don't know what you're talking about. Girl, you better know what I'm talking about. So then from there, he's probably like thinking, okay, well, he's starting to get nervous. He's like, okay, well, if it wasn't you, oh my God. Well, maybe it was my daughters-in-law. Maybe, hey, I may be, 600 something years old, but maybe I still got some mojo happening. So he probably goes to them and it's like, hey, listen, I ain't mad at you. But I am, your father-in-law, you're the wife of my sons, and listen here, that didn't happen, but let's just say it never happened, okay? Don't do that no more. Daddy ain't mad at you, father-in-law ain't mad at you. And they're probably looking at him like, Pops, we don't know what you're talking about. It's like, come on, girls, you don't have to, play coy or anything like that. Don't need to be embarrassed. Just don't do that anymore. And it's like, we don't know what you're talking about, dude. Get over yourself, right? And so Noah's getting really nervous. It's like, oh, okay, so if it wasn't you, and he turns and he looks and he sees Shem and Japheth shaking their heads going, Pops. And Noah's like, oh, hell no. Yeah, Pops, we need to tell you something. It's about Ham. You might have noticed that, he might be a little light in the britches, and Noah's like, oh, I'm about to kill somebody today. Ham, where you at? Right? So Ham gets the curse that's going to fall on Canaan. Right? Now, one would say, well, Ham, and once again, guys, this is a blurry picture of Christ because Ham is the one who committed the crime. He's the one who molested his daddy. But Canaan is going to be punished. We are the ones who committed the crime against God. But Jesus is going to be punished. Right? So now what does he say? He says, cursed be Canaan, not Cush, but cursed be Canaan. And also, guys, on a side note, Sodom and Gomorrah, these are descendants of Canaan, right? Just a little connection there, just to kind of substantiate what I'm telling y'all about this act of homosexual molestation of an elder or taking advantage of them while they're drunk. Okay, it's very immoral, and the descendants of Canaan will end up being Sodom. That place. Okay. So cursed is Canaan, the lowest slave will he be to his brothers. He also said, blessed be Adonai, God of Shem. Now also, let me say this really quick, guys, before I close this up. It says, there are those who say that Noah was a preacher of righteousness. And I think it says that in 2 Peter 2. What Noah was preaching, I'm not sure, because it also, in Hebrews, it says that Noah condemned the world. So his message was probably, he was righteous in his condemnation of the world. He was letting the world know, it's like, look, y'all's about to, it's not going to be a good day for y'all. Y'all are some seriously wicked people, and the end is coming, and you are going to face judgment. That was the message of Noah. I'm careful with that, y'all, because, like, say, for instance, in the Quran, as far as I know in the Quran, it also says that Noah was a preacher. He was going around preaching. But it's like, be careful of what it was he was preaching. Was he preaching redemption? Because he might have had the attitude, might have had the same attitude that Jonah had, right? Hope for these people. Hey, Jonah's like, look, man, they're going to get theirs. And Noah's probably thinking the same thing, like letting us like, look, but Noah was at least, Jonah didn't even want to go to them and say anything. He didn't want to say nothing. He just wanted the punishment to rain down. Noah was at least telling him something, but I don't know if it was a message of redemption. Noah was simply letting him know, it's like, y'all's day is coming. He condemned the world. So that's why I want to be careful about, how this, because the Quran, y'all, will tell you enough things that mirror the Bible to establish credibility and trust. When you trust it, that's when it will lie to you. Okay? So we have to make sure that when we read the Bible, you make sure you got your God filter on and your heart and your mind is guarded. You got your helmet, salvation, you got your breastplate of truth on, so you're ready to do battle with different things that people may throw at you. Saying, well, the Quran, says this, it says the same thing. How come you don't trust the Quran, and things like that. So, be careful, be wary of stuff like that. Let's see. Blessed be Adonai, God of Shem, and let Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge Japheth. May he dwell in the tents of Shem. And may Canaan be his slave. Now Noah lived 350 years, and after the flood, so all Noah's days were 950 years. Then he died. All right. Whew. Well, thanks, y'all. Thank you for bearing with me in this. Hope it wasn't too freaky deaky for you. And forgive me, y'all, if this sounds solicitous, but if you dig the trips, I hope you leave a tip for the trip. I ain't greedy. The message is free. Delivering it isn't. So if you guys got, a buck or $5, drop. Yeah, exactly. It's like this stuff is to have the more dependable connections and stuff like that. It takes some money to do that. But listen, I'm just honored by the play. I'm glad you guys show up. I look forward to doing these things with y'all. So it's a blessing that you guys are here. If you want to go to my website, alfonsorachel.com, hit that donation button. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a big amount or anything like that, but just to keep the message coming, it really helps. So like I said, if you want to leave a tip for the trip, don't feel pressure, don't feel obliged. I'm just glad that you guys show up. But if you enjoy them, you want to keep them coming, because it helps to keep them coming. Jingle that tip jar, baby. And let me see. Oh, if you guys got a second, let me see anybody got any questions or anything like that? Anybody want to shoot something at me or tell me how nuts I am or something like that?
There were comments, but maybe we're filling in the gaps way too much.
Okay. No, hey, you know what? Hey, listen. I appreciate that. Okay, I appreciate that. I don't want to be trying to fill in the gaps. Some of that stuff, y'all, is just, you could chalk that up to comedic relief. But listen, even when I do stuff like that, I based only if I've read something that points to it. Okay, so like when I was saying things, I don't know what when somebody said that I was kind of what did he say? I was getting off into the weeds, or what did he say?
Oh, just it was mainly made of just that we're filling in the gaps.
Okay, filling in gaps, and and like I said, I appreciated being in jest, and and I ain't above being corrected, y'all. As long as you're cool about it, just be cool about it, right? We having a dialogue here. This was a Bible trip. Right, we're tripping out on the word of God, and we're discussing the possibilities and just trying to get down into the root of the scriptures. Okay, but that's one of the reasons why I do this with y'all, so we can be here. We be here together, and we say, okay, let's keep this in the biblical box, right? Let the Bible open up and blow our minds, but let it be done according to God's statutes, not according to how we want to blow our own minds. But anyway, y'all. But like when I say things about Ham, what he did with Noah and stuff like that, it's only based on what I read, y'all, and only based on the breakdown, and it's substantiated by other behaviors that I saw in the Bible also. So if that's what if a person is talking about, take comfort, and all of this, y'all, is also, it can be speculative. I know you guys are gonna do your own reading, right? I'm just here to study with y'all. I'm not a pastor. I don't consider myself like a teacher or anything like that. I'm studying with y'all. All right. What else? Anybody else?
A proposed movement for straight people to take back the rainbow.
Okay. The last straight person to have the rainbow was Jesse Jackson. You miss Jesse Jackson now, don't you? Right? It's like when the Rainbow Coalition, and don't get me wrong, y'all, I'm not a fan of Jesse Jackson. But remember when he had the Rainbow Coalition? It was like, okay, Rainbow Coalition. Oh, okay, it was that. And now it's like, I guess we should have been happy with that. We didn't know how good we had it when he was doing that. Now the rainbow is, it's basically come full circle. The rainbow then totally went on and completed its full bend over. Oh, no, I did. Oh, no, okay. But anyway, but yes, I agree with you. It's like the rainbow. Did God not say that the rainbow is his? My rainbow. Right? It's mine. So yes, I say we reclaim it for God Almighty. Haha, sledge on. Thank you, Matthew. That's what I'm talking about. Sledge on, brother. All right. What else? What do we got? Is Grace? You know what? I don't know. Grace, is the Rainbow Coalition still around? And you know what? Now that I think about it, we hadn't heard from Jesse Jackson in a minute. That might be a good thing. I don't wish ill will on anybody. I hope he's fine, just maybe chilling. It's like, dude, enjoy the rest of your life. Just leave us alone. Just leave us alone. No more race baiting. But, hopefully the Lord has worked on his heart. Maybe the Lord is working on him. And it's like, maybe all that stuff I've been saying has been wrong. Hey, we can pray about it, right? Like I said, I don't wish bad on anybody. Pray for your enemies, y'all. Love your enemies.
Are you going to do the Zoloft together?
Oh, okay. Sad story, y'all. Sad story. I do want to keep doing the Zoloft, but guys, doing the Zoloft, these things, like I said, I'm not trying to solicit here, but these things it takes money. It takes money to do this stuff. And YouTube, I'm on YouTube right now, but YouTube limits. I'm one of those. I mean, there's other people, lots of other people. YouTube is really screwing people. The little guy that the liberals are supposed to be, that cares so much about, well, they're getting screwed. They want to accuse Trump of screwing people. It's like, no, YouTube is screwing people. So because my videos won't reach out, I'm lucky if I do a Zoloft video, it's like, I'm lucky if it gets up to 3,000 views. Y'all, I got like 70, and even my subscribers have stopped, right? So my subscribers were pushing up to 70,000, then they just kind of stopped at like 69,000. It just kind of stays there. Facebook, 110,000, likes, over 100,000 followers, and hardly anybody sees my work because my work is just squashed, filtered, and because it's not reaching people, the contributions have just tanked. They've tanked. People don't see my work and want to say, hey, I want to help you keep this going, you know, but because they're not seeing it, because I'm getting so screwed, and I'm sorry, y'all, because I don't want to sit here and butt hurt. I'm just answering the question. This is the truth. This is why I can't really do the Zoloft videos, because they're not reaching. They're not allowed to.
And you want Jesus on the Bible.
Right? Exactly. You know, it's like you know, I'm not gonna leave the Bible out, y'all. You know, I know they don't want me to talk about, you know, the Bible. You know, they just want to hear the politics or if anything like that. You know, I can't leave God out of it, y'all. You know, I don't want to. It's just not smart to me. And but because of things like that, and I know YouTube doesn't want me, you know, talking about, they don't monetize my Zoloft videos. My Zoloft videos aren't monetized. They cut those off. And some people say that they still see advertising playing off some of my Zoloft videos. That could be one of two things. Either they haven't gotten to it yet to flag it, because they send me a notice every time I put up a Zoloft video, or they're advertising on my Zoloft videos and they're not paying me. Okay? So we've got that going. But so to answer your question, the Zoloft videos, that's why they've slowed down, guys, because I can't really afford to keep doing them, and they're not getting out there. I've tried, y'all. Like, you know, I've tried. But right now I'm doing the Bible trips because I love sharing what I learn. You know, my wife and I, we study, our minds get blown by this stuff, and I want to share it with you. So this is just something that I can just kick it with y'all and do. And, you know, it's like, if it reaches out there, you know, I'm not hung up on whether it reaches out there or not. I just want to share it. You know, I hope it does. I think the Lord has given me some wonderful stuff for us to kick it and share, you know, and talk about what he's, you know, and I want to share it where I can. And so that's why I'm doing these as regular as I do the Zoloft. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. And like I said, I hope you guys will support this too. What else we got?
I noticed for a moment, so.
Uh-oh. Let's see.
I noticed Grace pointed out that even the Quran confirms the Bible is truth.
Hey.
So she said, you know, when they try to say that, oh, the Bible, Christianity, and Judaism, it's not true. Your own Quran says.
Yeah, right. So when you guys talk about those who are, you know, talk about the Quran and wanting to coexist, even the Quran validates. And I've talked about this before, y'all, where the light of God is going to get through. See, God is is omniscient. The devil is not. The devil ain't going to catch every detail. The devil ain't going to catch every detail. He's going to leave an opening for the light of God to come through. So even the light of God, his truth comes through the Quran. It's just really sad that even in the Quran, you know, they're hung up on, you know, Muhammad, but they have high respect for Isa, right? The Jesus figure. This guy who's performing miracles, this guy who was born of a virgin and stuff like that. It's like, dude, Muhammad wasn't doing this stuff. You see the dude who's doing the miracles, the dude who's really doing the good work. Don't you think that you ought to want to learn more about him? You know, something really illogical going on there. So anyway, that's my take on it. What else we got?
A lot of people want to bed, honey.
All right, yeah, it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. we gonna kick it. We gonna turn into give me a cheeseburger. It's Thursday, so ain't no Columbo tonight.
I keep praising, but if you want to talk about one more thing, I saw something in there about Jesus versus Terminator.
Hey, well, you know what? Hey, Jesus versus Terminator. Well, you know that Jesus can travel through time, and he can do it on his own, right? Hey, you know, Terminator may be a bad dude, but Terminator can't step on a mountain and make it split. So you know, if Jesus can put his foot on the ground and make a mountain crumble, you know that if Jesus was to put his foot to Terminator behind, that booty ain't gonna stand a chance. He gonna break that wide open, kick Terminator back through time.
And then he'll make you a fish sandwich.
And then make you a fish sandwich. That's right. So yes, I think in the battle of Terminator and Jesus, I think Jesus wins that one. Hands nailed down. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, it's like, you know how the saying goes, I can beat you with both hands tied behind my back. Jesus can whoop all kinds of behind with his hands nailed down and his feet nailed down. I can kick your behind with my feet nailed down. That's how bad my Jesus is. Don't mess with the Jesus. All right, y'all, let me get on up out of here. Oh, let me see. Oh, hold on. Somebody's talking about making a donation. I got to stick around for just a second. Let me see what it's oh, the website once again, y'all, is alfonsoracial.com. You'll see a donate button in the tab, or you see on the right hand column it says Bro Nation. You can make a Bro Nation. And if you have any questions and if or complaints, just go ahead and put it in there, or just contact me through my page, and I will try to get it squared away for you guys as soon as I possibly can. And thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for your support. God bless you guys for the rest of your week and through your weekend, and hopefully I will see you guys on Sunday. And I will probably just see you here on YouTube. I don't know if I can do it on Facebook. This is like the fourth time that YouTube, that Facebook is just went belly up on me. And I am so sorry. I try to have that stuff tested, worked out, but when I get to go live on it, it just won't do it. So looks like YouTube is going to be a spot until the gremlins want to get me there too. All right, y'all. Blessings and sledge on.